2001 911 996. We're actually doing a pre-qualification for an IMS solution install, and as you can see, the thermostat, water pump, these are original items. They are pretty worn. Went ahead and pulled all the spark plugs out beforehand as well, and we already did the cylinder check. We checked for any signs of cracks, scoring, anything that looks to be a problem. We checked that with the borescope camera. Each cylinder goes to bottom dead center, and then we check everything. So everything so far with the cylinders is really good. This car only has 39,000 miles. The coolant that just came out of this 911, somebody tried to put stop leak, and here's why. Okay, so it looks like the expansion tank was leaking at some point, so they put stop leak to try to cover up the coolant leak, because you can actually see runoff from when these things normally bust in this area. They'll overflow, and you never want to put stop leak in these engines because you'll clog up the radiators and everything. Heater core, so this is it right here, about to come out. The engine's about to be lowered. Start disassembling all around here so we can replace the bank 1 tensioner and replace both rails. This is going to be right here. This is going to come off, going to go into the ultrasonic cleaner. So we have obviously the checking tool here for roundness. A lot of times these case halves, what they call a crankshaft sag, and this tool clears perfect. It's the tool you want to use. See, everything's entered. As you can see, this one doesn't have the case bolt update, and that's the old style RMS, and this one actually has a single row IMS bearing. Here are the cam covers. All this RTV has been scraped off. These were in the ultrasonic cleaner, so we got them nice and cleaned up. That way we can assemble them and replace the cam rams. Here's what it looks like with them removed. On this side right quick. These are also removed. This is all going to get cleaned up, all this RTV. Here's the cam chain tensioners. As you can see how wore out they are. They are really, really bad. Horrible shape. This is already a cleaned up cover. And this one here, as you can see, this is bank 2. This one's not as bad. It's actually the top one is always going to be the better one. The bottom one always takes the most abuse. But if we look at the bank 1, I mean, this one's pretty much gone. I mean, that's really, really bad. So this is right at almost 7 degrees deviation. Tensioners, ram pads, everything installed, everything brand new. You can see everything's cleaned really well. We're getting ready to apply some dry bond and seal the cam covers. Okay, so RMS is getting ready to be replaced. There's actually a rat's nest in here too that we need to clean out. The valve covers, this has already been all done. I didn't show the step of putting them in because it takes 2 hands to do them. And okay, so the water pump, that's in. Just drill the hole. We're getting ready to notch out the case for the IMS solution. This is going to be a single row bearing. Got the bushing for the IMS solution installed. That's the notch we made yesterday. Got it verified today, and now just cleaning it up to put the snap ring and the retaining clip. There's also a cap that goes behind that bushing to keep it from oil flowing into the IMS shaft. You won't really be able to see it now. That's already been installed, so that's it right there. Alright. Yeah. Getting the IMS fitted here, the flange. Upgraded the case bolts as well. These are micro encapsulated.
New style rear main seal. Your case bolts right there. All fully installed and torqued. That's what normally can leak on these. There goes the snap ring. Snap ring's inserted. Ready for the next step. Okay, so we're getting ready to install the engine back into the car. Transmission's back mounted. Clutch, flywheel, everything's also installed. Got the caps, spark plugs, coils, ready to go back in. Lowered, and now we're pulling the engine, pushing the engine with this hydraulic jack back inside. So everything has to line up. That way it could go back in evenly. That's the process. Got to make sure everything's aligned. We got some last steps here. We're gonna take this housing off for the filter and put the IMS housing, get all that bolted up, and start assembling the rear bumper cover and hopefully drive it soon. It's like we never took this car apart. Everything's back together. We have the bumper covers back on, engine's back in. We're still doing the IPD plenum, but here it is. The IMS solution filter, screw-on filter housing, line, and that's what it looks like. It's kind of hard to see in there. Let's see if we can stick our camera in here. New tensioners as well. Okay, here we have it. IMS bearing complete. Time to go drive this car and get everything bled, the coolant system, break in the clutch. That's what it takes to get one of these done. Vehicle sounds amazing after we replaced the tensioner on it on bank 1 because that was fluctuating. Not only the pads, we also replaced the ram pads for the bank 2 as well. Readings are now right at 0 on both. So now it's time to go drive this thing. I want to thank everybody for watching, and we'll see you next time.